I'm audible and you're able to see the screen. So today's topic is how to use LinkedIn for building professional brand. I had conducted this session some 2 months back in October in Guru Nanak College of Information and Management Studies. So in GNIMS, I had conducted this session in person, and some of you, actually a couple of you had attended that session there. So which is very good. Uh, to start with, I would like to cover uh, what is a personal brand. Okay, okay, okay. I've just got message uh, requesting to wait for 2 minutes. Somebody is joining, so just give a minute. Yeah, I've seen the person. Just hold on. Yeah, so sorry for that. We start now. So personal branding is the practice of people really marketing themselves and their career, their knowledge as brand. There are a lot of process behind establishing a prescribed image or an impression in mind of others. So like since I mentioned I'm a teacher, I want to project a certain image of mine, but at the same time I'm a startup entrepreneur, so I want to project parallelly two different images. So you have to work towards achieving that. Uh, the relationship between your customers and you as a brand, as an individual or as a company, is constantly being made and remade. So you are always following some kind of logic which is there uh, in your geography, in your culture, to change yourself, going to some kind of personal branding. The current president-elect of America, Donald Trump, for example, while he's a real estate mogul, wants to promote his personal brand to the buildings he builds. So he calls his building as Trump Towers and uh, and all that, Trump casinos and things like that. So Donald Trump wants to communicate to uh, his fans or his followers how cool he is, and that cool quotient he wants to give it to his buildings, he wants to give it to his properties, and wants to promote that business. While all of us are not Donald Trump, we have a certain kind of brand to project. And uh, that brand needs to be promoted on a daily basis. What is personal brand? So personal brand was a term coined by Tom Peters in 1997. Peters is of course a management thinker, and his view was that personal brand is more about self-improvement rather than self-packaging. So what he meant was that if I have to be regarded as a good teacher, so my brand should be a good teacher, then fundamentally I have to start becoming a good teacher. It should not mean that I package myself as a teacher, so I talk politely, or I dress in a certain way, or I wear glasses in a certain way, or like that. First step is in a personal brand, and this is a disclaimer because many of people think that marketing is some building some image which doesn't exist. Is not true. So Tom Peter said that you want to build a particular kind of brand, you should have those qualities inherent with you. Otherwise, you can't build that brand. Person want to write in a particular way, you may want to communicate in a particular way, and that is self-presentation. So you present yourself in such a way that it shows qualities as a brand. Social brand. Uh, Obviously, you can go on a Facebook and have a certain cool profile. In real life, you may be very uncool, but on Facebook you can be very cool. You can really create that image. Uh, what essentially Tom Peters was saying is not good, and not the core thing about building personal brand. But a lot of people use social media to really create some kind of a packaging about themselves and build a brand. There are, of course, thousands of self-help groups, books available who talk about how we should behave, how we should talk, how we should communicate. And all these books are very, very important to get into a personal brand. Before we really start with what all steps are needed in LinkedIn, and people who want to really learn how to use LinkedIn, I'm seeing somebody has raised the hand. One second. Yeah, so the hand has gone down. So I'm just skipping it. So I saw somebody raising the hand, but that hand came down. So before we really get into the LinkedIn part of it, there are few steps to understand what is meant by a personal brand. So you have to understand and be your authentic self. That is very, very important. You cannot be say something, and that's what Tom Peters said, that self improvement is more important. So imagine if you want to create a fake self of yourself. Uh, you are very rude to people, you are very arrogant, but on social media you want to show that you are very polite and you behave with somebody in a certain way. In my opinion, it is very, very difficult to have some kind of a fake personal brand by itself. Second thing is you should speak about yourself. So if you're very shy, it will be very difficult to build your personal brand. So if I think I'm a good teacher and I'm a good teacher of a particular subject, then I should speak about it. I should speak about it in public, and I should show my knowledge to people. If you are a good, uh, say good beautician, then if you have to talk about which is the best cream or which is the best treatment available, and so on and so forth. If you are a good, say, Android programmer, I see one of you is actually a good Android programmer. Then you have to talk about your knowledge of Android, and that talk can be even face to face, need not be only on social media or internet. Other activity in personal brand, which is very, very important, is you have to write something. And you have to write something, meaning you have to write original articles. You could go to Quora, you would write there. In LinkedIn, I am going to show how you write LinkedIn posts. So you could write LinkedIn post and showcase your knowledge to the world. So that is important. Fourth important is, of course, there is internet everywhere, so you have to build your online presence. So how do you build your online presence? And foremost comes to my mind is having your own website, B, having your own social media profile and profile starter. So always be consistent on the web, whatever you want to project yourself, be true to yourself. And one of the most important steps in this whole activity is uh, constantly learn. So if you want to be a good software engineer, you will have to constantly learn about whatever the latest in your industry which are happening. So I'm going to use today, while explaining how to use LinkedIn to build your personal profile, I will be using all assets which are made by LinkedIn. So before we really get into this playbook, which really talks about LinkedIn, I've just thought I will share some, and my PC is really behaving funny, but I will share really some of uh, one of the PDF which I got it from LinkedIn itself. So like the way this is a LinkedIn book, that is also a LinkedIn page. Just give me a moment, please. So somehow it doesn't work. So let us try to see this later. Okay. So coming to uh, how do you start with your personal profile? So you'll have to give me some time. Sort of. This is one of these days which things don't work. So, for whatever reasons, my screen is frozen. And, okay, so here are these. So how do you build your LinkedIn brand? And this document is available on linkedin.com and you could search it yourself. So be authentic. Authentic. So what LinkedIn says, don't have any fake profiles. Uh, don't have something which you are not. Personal branding is not about giving some spin or something about uh, lying to the entire audience. So that is not what personal branding is. You have to create a distinctive profile or headline. So if you are on say LinkedIn, you should have a very good headline and profile, and we will see all these philosophies as we move ahead. Avoid cliches. So words like creative, extensive experience, team player, all these are sort of cliche. Don't use it on your profile because they keep on appearing again and again, and they don't finally look good. You have to be visible. So you can be visible by updating status, by if you go to events, put photographs of those events. Uh, if you're a speaker somewhere, mention it upfront that you'll be speaker in some kind of a session, and so forth and so forth. Fifth point, which LinkedIn says, is build brand associations. So by building brand association does not mean that you join some big brand or big company. It can be meaning that you build your alumni network. If you're there in a good school or college, attend that network and try to become famous out of that. The sixth point, they mean that become knowledgeable. So you have to be knowledgeable about your industry if you feel that people should listen to you or check to you. They say that share in LinkedIn groups. So LinkedIn groups are where same people from your industry normally would be present, and you can build relations across them, across your industry, irrespective of your company on LinkedIn groups. Eighth point is be personal. So have very personalized request for connection, or your profile should be, unless you are managing director of a Fortune 500 company in first person. So rather than saying so and so is an engineer, you should say I'm an engineer, and so on and so forth. You have to be consistent, and all that comes that's why it is very important that you don't lie. So if you lie on social media, you will not be consistent, and the message will go different. And 10th is be generous, help others, and they will be able to help you. I will send this PDF to you after this session is over, so you could check it. Coming to some kind of LinkedIn profile. So this is a profile what is mine, and I have a headline where I'm founder of a company, and this headline has come because my name Ajit Joshi competes with another Ajit Joshi, who used to be CEO of Chroma, and now he's at a very senior designation at the Reliance Retail. So I want to put my company name immediately after my name, so that if somebody searches me in Google, my name comes up. So for example, if I Google my name and I'll do it online with you, you can do it yourself if you're at your home on your PC. So I am Googling my name as Ajit Joshi. Sorry, as Ajit Joshi. And if you see your CEO, Reliance Industries, this person comes in. Even the photographs are of this person. Whereas if I take Ajit Joshi and I put Tesla, let's see what happens. Yeah. So now you're getting my name. So my company name has become an anchor of my identity. So it is able to beat this Ajit Joshi. So now Ajit Joshi, CEO, Reliance Industries comes third, but I come first whenever I search it with my company name. So I always put this as founder. I want to promote myself, as I told you, as a teacher. So I write here as a visiting faculty. Then apart from this document, we come back to the slide deck. So that is what personal profile, LinkedIn profile should be. And we will see different points of LinkedIn profile as we move ahead. What is a LinkedIn group? So we can search here, interest, and these are all groups. So these are all LinkedIn groups which are saying, and if you're sitting in your house, you should try to go to this tab. Just click interest on LinkedIn and then click groups. You will come to these profiles, and I'm member of all these groups. So I'm member of plenty of groups, and here it says which are active. So we can check this digital marketing, which is supposed to be active. So here they are writing rethink customer experience. So they are talking about customer experience. Then somebody saying how to live life. So somebody is discussing experiences of life. Jason James says how to start a news website. So this is very important, and I would actually click this link. I would read it after this webinar because the explains at very basic level some kind of a news site, technology news site. So I would want to read this and I would keep here. I would of course share some of my comments after I read the article. So and then eventually I will develop relations with so many people who are there from my industry in my group. Okay. Next step is premium subscription. So right now I'm not into premium subscription, but you could take LinkedIn premium subscriptions, and you could see people who are not directly connected to you or connected to your connections. So that is the power of premium connections. Now we come to how to write a winning profile. I'll just zoom onto some of this data. So what it says is, first important thing is put a face to name. So if you have a LinkedIn profile, you should take your you should take your facial screenshot and paste it on your profile. Don't put any other screenshot. Don't put a photo which you took on an event. This is a professional network, and you want a professional looking image of yours. Obviously, if you want to, as I told you before, the headline also is very important. So this headline should be punchy. Just don't write your designation. So many people do the error of saying AGM or BP, sales manager as a heading there. Don't do that. Try to put some kind of punchy headline. So much so that it should be Google should be able to search you along with your headline. That's why I always recommend that if you have a company, please put your name below, behind your name, you should put your company name. This is as far as the headline is concerned. I can show you my my site and you will see what I've done there. So I click the profile. If you look here, I've put in the headline, I'm founder of a company called Tesla and I'm a visiting faculty. Then one of the most important portions is summary. We go back to the slide deck. So summary is very, very important. It is like a full story of your professional life. So what do you do? What are your strengths? What are your achievements in your career? At the end of summary, typically you enter your specialty. So if you think you are a good orator, you write that you're a good orator. If you're a good presenter, then you write a good presenter, and so on and so forth. If you're a good Java programmer, you can write that specialty is Java programming. So this full story is very, very important, and you should try to utilize this space completely. For example, this is my summary, and it talks about what do I do. I write there that I'm a business founder. I've been working as a business development person, and so on and so forth. Also in the summary and most of the field nowadays, you have this option of entering media. So for example, if you click here, you could enter a video, image, a document, or presentation against the summary. So if you have really achieved, say you were putting in summary, a good presenter, you have a video of yourself presenting, then you should attach it in LinkedIn. Just give me a moment, please. So I have put here certain certificate of appreciation from a conference. So since I want to promote myself as a good teacher, what research I do has become very important. I have put it. If you want to, if you are say into, if you have any kind of YouTube video where you have spoken something, you would want to put that video here. We again go back to slide deck. So after your summary, then your experience is the most important portion. So under experience, please put everything what you feel is relevant and other people to know. You may want to put related to your function. So if you are calling yourself as a sales manager or IT professional, you would want to start with what experience you have. There are multiple school of thought. Some people feel that they should just enter their degree and formal education, whereas some people nowadays have started putting whatever other experience they have along with their formal work experience. I normally recommend that in the experience tab, you put only your formal experience which you want other people to know. So for example, if you see, I'm coming back to my site. I have put I'm founder of Tesla. I am a visiting faculty, and I'm an honorary secretary of Computer Society of India. So I'm doing 3 tasks together, and I have showcased that to them together. And then prior to that, I was regional manager of RICO and so on and so forth. So this what is most important point of creating a profile. While we are at profile, you should understand that everybody has to create some kind of, yeah, I've got a question, hold on. So Ruben Ghosh says that I'm not audible. Am I not audible? Can somebody tell that? So I'm not sure whether I'm audible or not. Uh, Ruben, I am speaking, and please check your sound. So I've responded to Ruben, who has been asking questions. Okay. So he has not been able to listen to me, and others have feedback. Okay. So we come over here again back to the LinkedIn page, and this is which is known as a vanity URL. So you should have your URL which is very, very well known. For example, this becomes very marketable. I always tell that my LinkedIn ID is linkedin.com/in/Ajay Joshi. And my LinkedIn company page is linkedin.com/company/textplan. Uh, the question can be how to modify it, and the way to modify it is here. So if you are seeing my profile, you could go here and you can change it. So this is known as a customer URL or a vanity URL. And all of you, those who don't have a custom URL or a vanity URL, should change it immediately. This becomes very important because using this URL, you could very easily communicate with anybody. I have removed, if you see here, I have removed that in.linkedin.com, which is by default ID which I have got, and change it to only linkedin.com/in/. So you could change your public profile URL the way I have done it. We go back to the slide deck and check. So now they are talking about skills and expertise. And frankly speaking, this is slightly silly because you get skills acknowledged by any and everybody, which can be really sometimes very, very, very funny. Why I'm using the word funny? Because uh, the person who is endorsing you may not have those skills. So sometimes it becomes very, very uncommon, and you might want to actually avoid it. So I have kept skills and endorsement at the end of my profile. Some people keep it up. I have not kept it up because most of the skills are useful for me to find a new job, which I'm not doing. So most of my experience is in cloud computing, in pre-sales, in managing teams, business development, product management, where I've got very good amount of endorsements. So if you see here, uh, I've got many people endorsing me on various activities. I somehow don't like it because I feel uh, uh, these are all skills which are not important to me. So you could use this arrow and arrange your profile sections the way you want. Like the person who has made this presentation feels is obviously on LinkedIn. The playbook is belongs to LinkedIn incidentally. Feels that skills and endorsement should come up, uh, but I didn't think so. So I pushed it behind. I feel whatever certifications I've done with Coursera are more important, and I feel my voluntary experience is more important. So I have kept it up, whereas you may not think so. However, I feel recommendations are very important. So personal recommendation, whoever has given me, I have maintained it part of my profile. So all these recommendations, like in, I've got these 10 recommendations here, I have kept it as it is. I have not tried to change that. We go back to the presentation. Of course, he's talking about unique URL, which I mentioned. I call it the vanity URL or unique URL, personalized URL. Now, follow relevant channel and influencers. So, if you are new in LinkedIn, you should start following relevant channels, which is essentially groups and some pages. And influencers are people who are very relevant to your industry. Many times, leaders. So if you work for an IT channel, you may want to follow the MD of Microsoft, IBM, HP, India, and so on and so forth. So you understand what these senior people are thinking about the status of IT industry, and that will drive the IT industry in a particular direction. So that is one of the way to follow uh, the various groups and various companies and various profiles. Apart from that, it is very important that you establish your network. So most of the time, if you build contacts, so there are various ways to build contacts from your phone numbers. You could sync your phone book with LinkedIn, and you could attach all your connections on your phone on LinkedIn. You could reach out to your alumni. So you could write to all your alumni saying that you are blah 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 in their college and you would like to connect with them. Normally, when somebody sends it via alumni, people don't reject and they tend to accept that. Apart from that, you can search people on LinkedIn. So, for example, I am now selling HR software. So, I want to write Chief Human Resource Officer. So I get so many people. So I may want to, I will either send them some kind of an email, which is a charge email service by LinkedIn, although few emails are free, or I may ask somebody else to introduce, or if they are my direct connection, I may just mark them myself, or say HR in India, CHRO is not a good designation, so HR head. So you get again all kind of heads, and I would ask somebody to introduce to them. If I have met them socially or I can relate to them, I would write to them. So for example, I want to write to this person called Sachin Sirish Garg. I would go to his profile and I would connect with him, or I would write to him, and so on and so forth. So there are various ways you could connect with people directly, attach them as your friend, or you go ahead. Other way to do is share updates. So as we are talking, somebody has shared the update. I had visited VJTI Bombay to write a technical paper, and I wrote that as my LinkedIn update that I had gone there, and this is a report which I have written. I had tagged certain people. So Gaurav Gandhi, who had actually sponsored, he was from TCS, and TCS had sponsored this event. So I had tagged him, and I have tagged certain senior alumni of VJTI here. So the belief is by doing so, people would share my update, and my update would become known to others. Now by doing this, what I have achieved is now people know that I am capable of being a judge of a technical paper, and also with this report, it comes across that I have understood what was this competition all about very well. I could comprehend and I could create this kind of a report. So I have tried to show my image as somebody who understands technology, who understands how to rate people and then report. So this is one of the way of creating my image as a very good person from academician background, as well as somebody who understands how to report and things like that. We go to the next slide. So apart from that, in LinkedIn you can check who is looking at your profile. So if some important person looks at your profile, then you should always try to connect to them or speak to them and so on and so forth. So I'm going here into profile, and I can see who has viewed my profile. So there are people from ZSolve Capital who have seen me, and I'll be very curious who are they, because it is not a very known company to me. 3 are from TCS, which obviously would have happened because this person has shared my post. 7 are from IBM, which is very, very surprising. Who from IBM has come and seen me, I'm not sure. So these are what people are following me, and I can understand what kind of companies are following me, and if I want certain kind of companies to follow me, I would mention them on LinkedIn so that they would start to follow me. So these are all typical strategies deployed to get attention. Mm. Apart from that, you speak and ask questions in LinkedIn groups. You can answer questions and show yourself as some kind of authority in your industry or vertical. You could, while LinkedIn is known to be a professional network, that does not mean you could not share personal information. So some kind of personal information can be shared, and you could always make your contacts very comfortable. You could use your existing content streams, so you would see very important articles, blogs, which appear on LinkedIn. The best way to do is share it to your network so that your network keeps on getting good content to you. Apart from that, you can start a dialogue. So somebody posts certain article or a viewpoint, you can start dialogue if it belongs to your industry and you want to promote yourself as an intelligent person. So what is the basic checklist? So basic checklist is daily you should check and collect any data on industry knowledge or any insight and push it. Communicate it to your followers. These quality updates help you build your own image as a person who knows about that vertical, but it also helps you do say a private MBA and things like that if you're interested. So this has to be done daily. You have to check for important news and share it and so on. Weekly, what you have to do? Weekly, you have to just check that are my all business contacts coming on LinkedIn. So if you are a salesperson and you're meeting new potential customers, you should try to ensure that those customers become part of your LinkedIn connection. So you could be in touch with them, you could send messages to them at will. If they are posting certain ideas or asking questions, you could answer them and build an online relation. Of course, on a once a week basis, in important LinkedIn groups, you can go and address to some kind of discussion. However, if it is a very sensitive topic, that discussion may happen daily. You also can check from your profile on a weekly basis who is attacking you and why, who is requesting for selection and why, and have some kind of data ready on that field. What do you do monthly? So monthly you check your profile. So if there is any change in the profile, you change it. You get recommended by your colleagues, your customers, friends, and you can also send reminders to certain important contacts to remain in touch using say phone and other activities. So we have covered LinkedIn, why it is important. We have covered how to build a good profile and a personal brand using LinkedIn. And again, I'm trying to just to summarize the whole thing. What should come out of LinkedIn profile? You should be authentic. You should have a distinctive photo headline. You should have a distinctive photo on your profile, and the profile should be distinctive. Please avoid cliches on LinkedIn. So don't use words which are like, in Hindi we call these pita words. Be very visible on the network or the platform. So if you're on LinkedIn or you're on Facebook, be very, very visible, be related to your business. Apart from that, build brand association. So you may want to build brand association with your alumni or other colleges, other companies. Please do so. You should continuously learn more things. You should continuously share your learning in LinkedIn groups. Apart from that, it should be personal. You should not write on social media as if you are third person. You have to write in first person, personal. Be very, very consistent. So your reply should be consistent to what you do. Give personally. So you generously you give your knowledge to all your supporters and your followers. With that, we come to the end of this session. I understand that it went slightly slow. I wanted you to understand what is branding and then get into other activities. Manojji, I'm very much there, but I'm end to the session. Thanks for attending, Manojji. So Manoj had also come to my session at GNIMS on a holiday morning. So On a Sunday morning, he had spent 2 hours plus 2 hours of traveling and attended my session. If you have any questions, please ask me. I will send these handouts to you after the presentation is over. I have noted your connections. If you have any questions, I would wait for a moment or I will close. So if you have any question, please ask it now. Okay. So somebody says it was good webinar. Thank you very much. You are audible to me. Oh, it's old message. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. I will be closing this session now. I am waiting 30 seconds. If there are no questions, I'll close it and that's it. Okay, so Manoj is telling me, I can hear you very well. Please go on. Please go on. Triveni Shankar says, thank you very much. So I am entering my mail ID in the chat window. If you have any questions, you could write to me. You can call me if you are interested in any kind of strategy on building your personal LinkedIn profile. I'll do it free of charge for you. I can check your LinkedIn profile and send you my recommendations on what changes you have to do. Yeah, so Manoj, I saying that according to you, how far branding will help on digital marketing? So these are different things. This session was about personal branding. So Manoj bhai, if you want to project yourself as a helpful person, which you are, your LinkedIn profile should say that. If you want to promote yourself as a garment exporter, then your LinkedIn profile should show that you are yourself a brand and you sell garments. So all of that should come out of these sessions from your LinkedIn profile. But yeah, if you want to do how to do lead development on LinkedIn, how to do B2B marketing, we could do that as a small session on B2B marketing using LinkedIn. So I use LinkedIn, for example, so I do digital marketing services for corporates. What I do is I search people who are marketing managers or HR managers because I do trainings of digital marketing, and I try to first attach with them on either in a group or in a network. Once they are connected to me, third or fourth day, I send them details of my blog. My blog has got a lot of articles and webinar recordings. So I show it to them typically on third and fifth day, or third or fifth day. Typically after 7 or 8 days, I send them a follow-up mail asking them feedback about my blog, what they thought about it, did they read a particular article, and so on and so forth. And only after 15 days, I start pitching to them of what products and services I have. So I say that did you go through my website? Did you see my blog on inbound marketing? Did you hear to the webinar recording on inbound marketing? Which I do it on third or fifth day. Customers typically have not gone there, so they go there. So 7 day and 10 day, the pitch is, sir, you have seen this blog. If you want these services, we'll be happy to do it for you. So that is how we use LinkedIn for selling our services, which go only in B2B. We don't have any B2C products. So does that answer your question, Manoj? And I can conduct a session next weekend on how to do selling or lead generation using LinkedIn in B2B marketing industry. Triveni Shankar has given her email. I have already stored your email, so there should not be a problem. So if you are ready, I would be closing this session. Thank you very much attending. It is last probably working day of this year. So wish you very happy last working day of the year. We will typically speak in the new year. So wish you all the best of wishes for this season, and wish you a very happy new year 2017. Thanks for attending again. Thanks for bearing me. Hopefully, we would do a separate topic about how to generate leads in B2B market using LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn profile. You can feel free to connect with me. And if you want certain tips to improve your profile, you could connect with me and write to me that you need some tips to improve your LinkedIn profile. I'll be very happy to help you with that. Thank you very much. And of course, I'll send you this webinar recording plus some of these handouts. All the handouts today which I showed belong to LinkedIn. So it is not created by me. It is created by the company. Thank you very much and wish you a happy new year again. I've got some personal wishes on the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much.